Well, we've got a different kind of moto vlog this morning. Instead of 2 wheels, I'm on 4. I'm in my little 1929 Ford hot rod, and I'm getting ready to take it down to the big old Autorama car show at the Joe Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio. It's a big deal. 3 days of some incredible cars. So I've got my car entered, and we're heading out now. I'm a little worried because it looks like it might rain, so we're ready to go. Little process to start this little beast. I'm hoping it doesn't rain because I spent a lot of time cleaning and polishing this thing, getting it ready for the show, but you never know about these things. Here we go. It's a real experience driving this little car. It's a modified 1929 Ford body. But the whole running gear is Corvette. It's got a 360 cubic inch small block Chevy engine in it with a Holley 650 double pumper carb. Got a cam and a bunch of other stuff. It's 4-speed, standard shift. Very primitive little car. No power brakes, no power steering. And the visibility is just horrible. So changing lanes on the freeway is a little bit terrifying, but how we do it. So I'll tell you a little story about how I got this car. I'll have to go back about 8 years or so when my wife and I got together. She's been a dog person all of her life. She's always had dogs, house dogs. She loves dogs. I don't hate dogs, but I'm not a big fan of dogs, and especially dogs in the house. So she's very accommodating, so she sort of put that aside and didn't really bring it up until one day, a few years later, she came home and she said, you know, an old neighbor of mine has a dachshund, and it had puppies, and he said he'd give us one if we wanted it. Now, I know you don't want a dog, but all I want you to do is just look at this dog. Just look at it, and if you don't want it, then that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. Well, you know, that was my first mistake. I said, okay, I'll be glad to look at it. And you know, you can't look at a puppy. You just can't look at a puppy and not want it. And this puppy was as cute as any other puppy. So I gave in. I said, yes, that's fine. So we got the dog, and then, you know, a few months later, a good friend of mine told her that dogs needed companions. So she comes back and says, you know, Ralph said that we needed to get a little companion for Petunia because she needs somebody to play with. So once again, I gave in, and we went out and we found another dog. Well, Petunia's a female. Now we got the other dog was a male. And you know what happened next. So I went from no dogs in the house. She had 6 puppies. Now I had 8 dogs in the house. So that was a crazy time. So now that sets the background for how I got the hot rod. I'm driving down Interstate 10 one day, and I spot this little thing over on the side of the road. And it just caught my eye, and I just wanted to stop and look at it. I didn't have any intentions of buying it, but I thought, that's a cool little car. I'm going to stop and check that thing out. Well, I stopped and looked at it, and the more I looked at it, the more I thought, you know, I'd like to have this car. It wasn't nearly in as good a shape as it is now, so it was kind of a fixer-upper, but I saw it had potential. So I went home, and here's what I said. I said, you know, I was driving down the road, and I saw this really cool little hot rod. Now, all I want you to do is look at it. just look at it, and we can discuss whether I should get it or not. Aha! So she came down with me. She looked at it. And she fell in love with it too. So we got it. And over the last year and a half, I've been doing a lot of work on it. We pulled the engine out and completely reworked a lot of things and made it look pretty good. So I have a lot of fun with this car. And now we have 3 days of hanging around the car show and talking to all the guys about their cars and parts and problems and new little gimmicks and gadgets, seeing all the really beautiful craftsmanship. And I'm heading out here at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday morning, and traffic is pretty bad here in San Antonio, so I'm not too crazy about being in the car on these streets, but we'll manage. Be a long motovlog, about a 3-day motovlog, so I'm going to break it up into smaller pieces because this will be the first part, is getting down there, and then I'll be walking around and trying to do some interviews with some of the exhibitors and taking a closer look at the cars. So over the next 3 or 4 days I'll be putting on a lot of different videos. A lot of fog out here this morning. You can see it's really overcast. I'm hoping that's not rain I see up there, but when I'm on my motorcycle, I always look at the cars coming in the opposite direction to see if their windshield wipers are on. And so far I don't see any windshield wipers, so that's a good sign. So I can talk a little bit about some of my new subscribers. I'm really excited about this. It's very gratifying to see people come on and look at my videos and subscribe, and then some are even leaving comments. I'll tell you a little funny story, at least I think it's funny anyway. Wheels Not Eels made me feel really good about a week or so ago. She put a very insightful comment about one of my videos. So I just responded back and I said, you know, that's a pretty good insight for a person your age. She responded back and said, ha ha, something like that. I'm probably older than you are. Well, I savored that for a moment. The thought that somebody could think they're older than I am. So I responded back and said, how old do you think I am anyway? And she responded back, kind of wisely danced around that issue. You should never guess a person's age. It's always dangerous. You'll never get it right. But then I sent her back a reply and said, I'm 73. Wow, yeah. I don't think Wheels Not Heels is older than I am. So that's why I sometimes talk about old stuff, because happened to me a lot sooner than I expected. But I'm grateful that I still feel good. My mind still works right. I'm physically able to do just about everything that I want to do. And I'm not sitting around on the porch yelling at the kids to get off the front yard. All right, well, we're coming up to the Joe Freeman Coliseum now, into the back entrance. Smooth ride, no traffic, no problems, and thank goodness, no rain. Whew, we made it. You never know, you never know. I still have my tow truck number on my keychain, but fortunately I don't, never had to use it. Temperature has been really good. The car isn't overheating. That's sometimes a problem with these things. Oh, speed bump.
What number did they give you?